The Assassin's Creed Black Flag Remake has finally been revealed and looks glorious, but there will be more big games in the coming months that all want to get out before GTA launches in November. We got a ton of gaming news to go over, so good that you're joining this Sunday news roundup, and let's go. We can play Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced on July 9th. The game is $60 for the regular edition, $70 for the deluxe, and $200 for the collector's edition. Like, this was a weird week because for the first time in what feels like forever, we had an all-around W for Ubisoft, where everyone agreed that what they saw looked great. The technical upgrades are very impressive, making Black Flag look way more colorful and detailed. The new weather system has actual effects on the gameplay, especially on the naval side of things. The combat so far seems like a nice upgrade while keeping the same moves we could do with Edward in the original. Now, I did see a lot of questions about the changes to the hidden blade combat that I mentioned in my preview video, because yes, just fighting with your hidden blade is sadly not possible anymore, while we can do a hidden blade takedown still. Yeah, I think that's one of the only kind of disappointing things about this new release, while they're also adding brand new content. Like, there's a good reason, even if you already played the original, to still go and check this out. I will totally have the opportunity to ask the developers more questions in the future, so stay tuned. I will try and get as many answers as I can. In the meantime, you can check out that Black Flag video with a ton of exclusive info. I will leave a link to it in the video description. But there's more, as I of course also love to look into the future in these Sunday videos. So Insider Gaming already before the Black Flag reveal said that the multiplayer and Freedom Cry DLC would not be included in Resynced, and ended that article by saying, Insider Gaming understands that at least one more Assassin's Creed game is in development as a remake, and that future remakes will enter development depending on how well Black Flag Resynced performs, which, judging by the announcement hype, will likely be a success. The game is currently the best-selling game on the PlayStation Store. Like, it will do well, but if it will be a success in the eyes of Ubisoft remains to be seen. Still, I think we're witnessing the start of a new era for Ubisoft. Like, they've been chasing a positive reveal like this for a very long time. And I think if they do something like this for Watch Dogs 1, Ghost Recon Wildlands, The Division 1, and some of the Far Cry games, it would likely do well for them as well. So give them the resync treatment, I mean. Not only better graphics, but also brand new content and addressing feedback by changing features to remove pain points. Like, that was another takeaway after watching this Black Flag showcase this week. If this is what Ubisoft remakes are, then I'm excited for the future. There will come a day, maybe 5 years from now, when we get an Assassin's Creed Origins remake that will look insane, will include new content. Okay, I'm dreaming maybe a bit too much here, but that would be exciting. Now, the other remake they're probably already doing has to be like AC1, right? One that totally needs more work than Black Flag, but basically, I'm now excited to see what they do with future remakes as well. This might be a nice way for Ubisoft to stay afloat and hopefully gives them the right feedback and insights into what we want from their newer titles as well. I'm curious to hear your thoughts in the comments down below. In last week's Sunday video, I talked about rumored incoming Xbox changes, and well, they are moving fast, because this week they decreased the price of Xbox Game Pass Ultimate from $30 to $23, and PC Game Pass goes from $16.5 per month to $14. But this at the cost of Call of Duty. New Call of Duty games will no longer launch in Game Pass Ultimate day 1, but instead around a year after launch. Look, I never subscribed to Game Pass for Call of Duty, and that was totally one of the reasons why Microsoft was increasing the price, but I did see some people being let down and overall concerned by what this means. And I think it's interesting to touch on that real quick. If Microsoft is now suddenly changing their approach for one big franchise, what stops them from doing that for other enormous titles like Elder Scrolls 6? And I think that's a valid concern, but the reality is that Call of Duty on Game Pass did not really grow the service. We even have a report that they lost $300 million in premium sales by basically giving Call of Duty away for free to Game Pass subscribers. And I can totally see Xbox running the numbers and looking at the impact Game Pass had on the Starfield launch and then deciding to not include Elder Scrolls. Just speculation, but I think it's valid. The reality is that what they're doing is not really working, and it seems that everything is on the table again. With them now officially confirming that they are re-evaluating exclusivity, which is not really strange because only Forza Horizon 5 made a big splash on PS5 with now 5.1 million copies sold. This according to the most recent estimates, while Gears and Indiana Jones, according to those same estimates, only got to 500,000. Not to mention the other games. Like at that point, keeping them on Xbox as a means to sell your platform might be more valuable. Basically a similar situation to PlayStation games on PC and why Sony is now likely shying away from that. So it will be fascinating to see what the new Xbox CEO will come up with, but it does seem that the priority is back to their platform and getting as many daily active users as possible. But you don't do that by giving away your content to others. We'll follow it here of course, but overall a more aggressive competitive Xbox is better for everyone. It will force Sony to also make more consumer friendly moves if they want to keep their #1 position. Moving on to more gaming news and leaks, including a preview of this coming week that should be pretty exciting. Of course leave a like and subscribe because I post one of these big gaming news roundup videos every Sunday. Now time for quick shots, news stories I will go over quickly. Blizzard reached out to sponsor this Sunday video because the brand new Diablo expansion Lord of Hatred is out this coming week on April 27th. It has an 83 on Metacritic and also comes with a ton of free additions for everyone, like a completely revamped skill tree that also lets you alter skills to offer more variations. But the highlight of the new expansion are totally the new classes, like the Paladin and the Warlock, an aggressive summoner that has demonic companions but also lets you turn into a demon yourself. There's a new story campaign that lets us explore a very diverse new region where we can also fish for the first time. The endgame is revamped with war plans that let you link endgame activities together, meaning that you don't have to look for nightmare dungeons or events on the map and can just immediately jump from one activity to the next. There's also a brand new endless wave based mode called Echoing Hatred, where the longer you survive, the better the rewards will be. Like I really like Diablo 4 around launch, and this feels like a completely upgraded version based on feedback. They also now added a loot filter, so you can more easily target the gear you're looking for. So totally click the special link in the video description for more info, and that would really support the channel, so thanks for that. And also thanks to Blizzard for sponsoring this segment. It really makes these Sunday videos possible. So while it was overall a great week for Ubisoft publicly, something sad also happened internally. Altera, the Animal Crossing inspired game, got cancelled. Images seen in the past by Insider Gaming showed Matterlings, the NPCs in the game that look similar to Funko Pop characters. The world consisted of different biomes that housed unique creatures and materials to meet, fight and gather. It would have a voxel art style, so similar to say Trove, and would also have Minecraft elements where you could build things with the materials you gathered. I mean, I overall do think there's probably room for an Animal Crossing type game on a non-Nintendo platform, but this also sounds like something that is not really trying to do anything new and would probably end up as a huge gamble. Also the fact that Ubisoft is not very known for these types of games, and what was the last successful new IP they released? I think it was The Division in 2016. After the big restructuring this year, they noted that they still have several new IPs coming, but a lot were also cancelled alongside the Prince of Persia Sands of Time remake earlier this year. So personally, I would not really count on a lot of new ideas coming from them. The only one that is still in development that I can think of is Project Scout, which is another battle royale inspired by Apex Legends, because they already probably forgot about Hyperscape and why that didn't work out, so they're just gonna try it again. No, I think Ubisoft will be more successful with the remakes and big ambitious titles in their core franchises, although it would be awesome to see them try something new and exciting, maybe a new open world IP as well, but I don't know if we will live to see that day. Got some rapid fire leaks here in the rumor roundup where I give stars, 3 being I believe it and 1 means let's take this with a huge grain of salt. Apparently, PlayStation Studios were briefed on the PlayStation 6 Handheld this week. I think many of the big ones already know about this, because a lot of them have been making their games available for the PS5 power supply mode, with most recently Horizon Forbidden West added to that list. And I don't think that's because many people are asking to play this old game in this mode that reduces the PS5 power consumption but also significantly reduces your performance. Now they likely got asked from higher up to support this mode because the specs are similar to the new handheld. So 2 stars, like I totally think the new PlayStation handheld is coming, but I'm not sure if I believe this rumor. Seems like Gears of War E-Day is coming this September. We will get a big blowout in June after the Xbox showcase, and honestly September I think makes sense. PlayStation already has Wolverine and Phantom Blade Zero in September, so it's good to have some sort of counter, and with Halo rumored for the end of July and Fable still planned for a launch before GTA 6, so probably in October, with Call of Duty in there somewhere too, September is kind of the only spot for Gears of War where it makes sense. Although I still think a Fable delay is in the cards. But yeah, these coming weeks, the pre-GTA 6 timeframe will start to fill up with potentially one big release every week from August till the end of October. 2 stars for this. The source is okay, fine, not amazing, but I still think September makes a lot of sense. Now a game that does seem pushed out of 2026 though is Tomb Raider Legacy of Atlantis, now rumored for February 12th, 2027. A trailer should be dropping in June, likely during Summer Game Fest on June 5th. I think that show will be a ton of fun, again because a ton of games are coming out in the next few months. I believe this Tomb Raider rumor, but also here the source kinda shaky, so 2 stars. We will find out soon enough. Like I said, this coming week will be a fun one because we start the week on April 28th with a showcase for one of my favorite games at Gamescom last year, actually the number 2 behind Animusha, The Blood of Dawnwalker. This will be a 45-minute show about this open world game from ex-Witcher developers that will also finally include a release date, and I would not be surprised if it's coming sooner than expected, so maybe late July or August is my bet. I will keep you posted in next week's Sunday video. We're also getting some big releases this coming week, including again Diablo 4, Lord of Hatred, Invincible Versus. I've been really enjoying the 4th season of the show. Not a huge fighting game fan though, like what if they made a dispatch game in the Invincible universe? One can only dream. Either way, Sarah's is of course the other big one. It launches April 30th or 2 days earlier if you have the deluxe edition, and it's sitting at an 89 on Metacritic at the time of writing. So excited to play it very soon. I will also have a very fun preview this week and maybe some more Black Flag goodness with of course a Sunday news roundup like this at the end of the week. Check out my exclusive Black Flag info video by clicking on the screen, subscribe, leave a like, and I will speak to you very soon. Goodbye.